Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Muhammad Safdar Bhatti from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan. And the topic of my talk is improving narrative writing skills through stories at BS level and investigation. And that is a brief sketch of my talk. Respected audience, language is a priceless gift of God to human beings. Without it, human beings would have remained only dumb animals. Language is the best means to know the past, understand the present, and peep into the future. It exists everywhere in our dreams and thoughts, relations and communications, prayers and meditations, and customs and rituals. The wide spectrum of the language compels the readers to find out the exact crux of the language itself. English has become the most crucial and dynamic language of the world. It has also become the dire need of this age. English language is comprised of elements like sound system phonology, the structure or the grammatical elements, and lexical elements or vocabulary. There is an Indian proverb, tell me a fact and I'll learn. Tell me the truth and I'll believe. But tell me a story and it will live in my heart forever. Dear audience, a story is a part of brief literature generally composed in narrative prose. Plot of stories is shorter than that of novel. The purpose of the story is to enjoy and also help the learners to think about social and moral. With the help of stories, students learn more about life experience, sensation, and strong fondness. Learners feel happiness to tell a story again and again. Writing skills are specific abilities which help the writers to put their thoughts into words in a meaningful form and mentally interact with the message. Writing skills are an important part of communication. Good writing skills allow us to communicate our message with clarity and ease to a far larger audience than through face-to-face or telephonic conversations. Effective writing is readable, that is clear, accurate, and concise. If we talk about the importance of writing skills, as a productive skill, writing is a crucial skill to master in order to be successful in one's academic pursuits. Due to its tight norms, writing skill is cultivated in an English language classroom at BS level. The impact of materials upon the development of second language teaching and learning is unavoidable. On the other hand, the commercialization of education has resulted with a plethora of materials flooding the language development arena, each claiming to be effective in its own way. As a result, field practitioners are facing a new dilemma, identify the best materials for their classes. Thus, it is beneficial for the practitioners to acquire the knowledge of how such materials are produced. Such knowledge would develop the teacher's ability to evaluate the potential of a teaching material and perhaps develop oneself. Stories are considered by many to be an important skill for narrative writing, and some have argued that the teaching of stories might help students avoid copying from the source text. Narrative techniques in writing are the literary methods of using plot, setting, theme, style, and characters to create details that can be visualized by the reader. Narrative writing is best described as an account of a sequence of fictional or non-fictional events, usually in chronological order. It is a story created in a constructive format. So narrative writing tells a story. It is a way of connecting a series of events in order to tell a good story. Some of the popular examples of narrative writing include essays, fairy tales, autobiographies, and news stories. These are some characteristics of writing: the focus, the development, the unity, the coherence, and the correctness. And these are some steps which are needed for the writing process. First one is the pre-writing, and then next one is the planning, drafting, revising, editing, and proofreading, and then the publishing. And if we talk about the significance of the study, that will be helpful for the students, for the teachers, and definitely will improve their writing skills. The objectives of my study were to highlight the utility of stories at BS level, to identify the students' problems in learning writing, to persuade the teachers to use stories for teaching writing skills, to investigate the techniques used by the teachers for narrative writing at BS level. And my research hypothesis was story is a valuable media for teaching writing skills to the students of BS level. Effective teaching through stories can bring improvement, enhance, and boost up the ratio of productivity in students' learning of writing skills. Now, I would like to move towards the literature review. Writing is a secondary skill, but it is difficult to learn and teach due to its tight norms. How do I know what I think until I see what I say? Writing is the interaction of mind and word. Short story is a great way to improve learners' vocabulary, the ability to recognize individual words and to associate the other words. 200 students and 50 teachers from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan participated in this study. That was an experimental type of research based on quantitative approach, and the stratified random sampling was done. Questionnaire for the teachers and pre-test and post-test for the students were used as a tool to collect the data from the respondents. And that is the data analysis of pre-test and the post-test. And so the data scared statistics 0.59 indicated a large effect. From the above findings, it is clear that stories develop students' writing skills at BS level. And these are some factors which I deduced from the questionnaires which I delivered to the teachers. And these are some factors. Importance of writing, 80% teachers were agreed. Effectiveness of stories, 70% were agreed. Confidence enhanced, 80% teachers were agreed. Use of stories media, 90% were agreed. And writing skills improved, 90% teachers were agreed. And that is the graphic description of my data. Now I would like to move towards the conclusion, some suggestions and recommendations. A true English language teaching must be carried out through stories to help the learners. Government should formulate proper education policy for introducing proper language teaching in the country. The teachers should present their lessons in an enjoyable, relaxed, and interesting way. It is necessary to introduce stories media to make language learning meaningful and effective. Students should be encouraged and motivated to learn new vocabulary attentively and share it with their fellows. Teachers should incorporate stories into activities, divide students into groups, instruct each group to use the new words to perform different activities. And that was the questionnaire which I used for the teachers to collect the data from them. And these were some references from which I got the help. And thanks for your patience. And any question, please.